Hi.
Hello, all. Hopefully, all of y'all can hear and see us. You can talk, Cameron. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi, Lila and Rhonda and Tammy. So it's just our normal Tuesday live to kind of go over what y'all are wanting to know and all kinds of fun stuff, you know, how it goes. Hi, Kelly. So tomorrow we have a tutorial going up over Cricut Infusible ink. Cameron, the shirts we're wearing, we made. So you'll get to see that. The only issue the issue that I had with it was it didn't weed very well. And I'm not sure if anybody else has had that issue or if it's just our humidity down here in Southeast Texas that I had because we had an issue. So if you've messed with the Cricut Infusible ink, let me know if hiccup. That is something that y'all have an issue with. Oh, hi, Rose from Tokyo. She's from Japan. That's a long way away. Hi, Ann. Hi, Linda. Hi, Gail. I'm glad all of y'all are able to join us today. But yes, so if you saw my haul video, I did a haul video on Monday over all the products I bought from the Cricut Infusible ink line, which I bought a little bit of everything. Our Michael's store didn't have a whole lot of selection on it, so still a lot of fun. The shirt that I am wearing is not actually Cricut brand. This is a Sublimation shirt, and I was testing out to see if it would work on both. Because in my opinion is still that it is. It's just dye sublimation. So if you have dye sublimation capabilities, you really don't have to work with the Cricut Infusible ink. But the markers are kind of cool. We've got a fun project planned for camera and stuff. I look super duper glowy today. Like I'm looking at myself on, because I can see myself on here and I look very shiny. Have I used the Caesar Blackboard HTV? No, but I have used the Specialty Materials brand, and it's pretty cool. But again, it's not something that you're going to use all of the time. To me, it's a little gimmicky. I mean, it's cool, but I mean, how often, unless it's for like a first day or last day of school shirt, that you're going to want to use a Blackboard HTV? In my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, that makes sense.
I am doing good, Scrap of Mail. Cam, how are you?
Good.
Good. Well, I'm glad you didn't miss it, Angie. I'm glad you were able to join us. We've got people from all over the place here today. Lufkin's not too far from us, Donna.
Someone's from Ecuador. What?
Oh, I reached my stand goal for today.
I'm not standing.
I know. I don't know why it said that. That's the nice thing. I don't know if anybody else uses the Apple Watch. I did order some Apple Watch bands from Condi to test dye sub on. I also ordered a lot of things from Condi too for dye sub stuff. So we've got a lot of dye sub projects ready to go, like that I'm waiting on to come in. So do I recommend the Sawgrass 400 printer? Oh yeah, I love that thing. It's awesome. I'm at the point though, I would have almost purchased the 800 to have the bigger printing capabilities, but it is quite a bit more expensive. The Sawgrass 400 series was $550 at the ISS show. The Sawgrass 800 series was like $1,600. So it is like 3 times as much. But with the way that I'm using it, I will probably upgrade and not too far off. One of the things, because as you know, we are moving. The price point of the ink is not really expensive. I think it's like $100 a cartridge. I could be wrong though. I'm probably wrong on that. Like I don't know for sure, but it's like either $50 or $100. I have to look and see. Well, I'm glad you're going to be a patron this month.
Thank you.
That is always exciting for me to hear. But the paper for the Forever Transfer paper is for 8.5 by 11. I think it's like $17 for 100 sheets. So that's not super expensive. The ink is a little bit more expensive, but you can print a whole lot on a set of cartridges. And we are going to be doing some more on start to finish. There are just so many different techniques, and it is so doing the start to finish, it gets there. As I said, there's so many techniques that we're working on. So let's see. You cannot get an SVG to upload into Design Space. I have lots of videos on how to import SVGs into Design Space. So pretty much any of mine that are on the Cricut playlist will have how to import the SVG in. Some of the okay, so if it's got a color square behind it, it's typically just a background color, just so you can see the design and like to picture what kind of shirt or what color it's going on as far as background. Oh, thank you, Tammy. I'm glad you've been watching me for so long. It's kind of crazy that we've been doing this for a little 2.5 years now. So crazy. And we are in the process of getting the new studio space ready. Yes, if you go onto like our YouTube page, and there are playlists. There's a Cricut playlist. There's HTV playlist. There are lots of different playlists. And I know YouTube is terrible about notifying y'all. Like whenever I post new things. But if you're subscribed, you can go to that subscription tab, and we post new videos every Monday through Friday, sometimes 2 a day. Like on Thursday, there will be 2 videos because there will be the regular scrap box drawing for all you guys, and then there will also be Cameron's crafting with kids. Let's see, on the specialty materials. Okay, so let me ask you this, Angie. You heat pressed it on 330 degrees. Did you use a heat press or an easy press? You may not have had enough pressure behind it, because a lot of people think that, and I've said this before, that heat transfer vinyl, it's all about the heat. It is not all about the heat. It is about the pressure too. And whenever you have your vinyl applied correctly, especially on like your regular HTVs, you will be able to see the texture of the shirt coming through. So you'll see the lines on it, and that's how you know it's applied correctly. Yes, I think I've done a tutorial over the foils. There's not really any advantages to using foils. It just gives it a different look. The thing though that I have found with foils is because you're applying it over like that clear adhesive and it's super thin, it doesn't last as long as like your metallics or your actual foil HTVs, because it starts to wash off because it's not actually built in together, if that makes sense. So let's see. Okay, so Tammy, what are you having issues with weeding glitter vinyl? You may need to change your pressure or how deep your blade is. Check and make sure your blade is clean. Because typically I find that glitter, as long as it's cut correctly, it will weed just as easy as regular HTV. Yes, it does get a distressed look, but eventually it does all wash off. But you can also, with your foils, that's one of the cool things about foil is if you want a really distressed look, you can take the pieces of foil and wad it up and then lay it out, and it will have like a true distressed look. So just so you know. Let's see. I'm trying to go through all these comments. it always makes me happy whenever we get a big response, whenever y'all come on here and talk to us. We like to talk to you. And I feel like, you know, I know doing a Tuesday live every week, some people are like, why do you do that? Because I don't always have a chance, because I get so many comments every day. And I like to be able to actually get back with y'all. And I feel like this builds a connection between us. Let's see, I buy my vinyl from Craft Source and Brilliant Vinyl. What is the difference from what you use? It depends on what brand that they use. I'm not sure what brand that Craft Source or Brilliant Vinyl sell. Most places sell Caesar, and I sell specialty materials. Not that there's anything wrong with Caesar. I just prefer specialty materials because it has a true matte finish. To me, it layers a little bit better. It washes a bit better. There's a ton more colors in it. So it just kind of depends on what brand that they sell. Everybody sells, you know, they all have similarities, I guess is the best way to say it. I have just placing adhesive on tumblers, but at some point, hopefully once I get the new studio set up, because that is like the main focus right now, because I'm trying to get all that set up before we do Craftsmas, is getting a cup turner, so that way I can do the full epoxy tutorials. Yes, Nidra, I have a video on using, was it Saturday it went up, over using the Caesar Easy Subli, and it turned out beautiful. Go grab that coral shirt over there. So if you look at my video on Friday, and I used it with Silhouette Studio for that one. But this is the Caesar Easy Subli. Look how beautiful and bright those colors are. And it applied really, really well. I love sublimation. I love the way that the colors come out on it. And, but yeah, there's a whole video on it. I'm sorry, I just bumped the microphone. Let's see. Oh, I'm glad she liked my 4th of July eye look. I mean, and the makeup stuff's going to be bonus videos, because I was doing a separate channel, but it got to be too much. But makeup is still one of my passions. Like, I love playing with makeup, and that's why they're going to be bonus videos. But it's kind of one of those things, you know, you don't have to watch it if that's not what you're into, but if you like it, I'm going to throw them up there every once in a while, because makeup is a passion. It's fun, and it's something else that you can learn to do. Like, I wasn't always good at makeup, and I'm not always the best at it, but it works well. Let's see. Yes, I'm going to jump in on tumblers. I really want to do tumblers. As I said, I have to focus on getting the new studio space set up. So that is going to be exciting, because we're going to do some organization videos, some craft room tour, because it's going to be a whole brand new space that I'm going to pretty much try to redo from top to bottom, which will function well as my office space, my crafting space, my filming space. So let's see. Actually, Lopez Tax and Insurance Services, Caesar sent me the Easy Subli directly to test out. Yes, Craftsmas is one of my favorites. Like, we are super excited for Craftsmas. And it is a lot of work to do 7 videos a week. But we're ready for it. And we're probably still, like, even through Craftsmas, we're trying to decide on if we're still going to do like kids crafts with Cameron. So we may have even more than 7 videos. I mean, there will be more than 7 videos a week, because we still have the scrap boxes to do, and Patreon tutorials and crafting for Disney. So there's going to be a whole lot of videos coming up. Yes, that's how I feel. And like, I scrap a mill. And one of the things that I always joke with my husband, you know, there are certain things that I like: makeup, shoes, jewelry, handbags. Doesn't matter what size you are, doesn't matter what age you are. You can wear the same thing from young all the way up till you're old. Like, one of my favorite people to look at on Instagram, and I don't know if anybody's ever heard of her, but she's absolutely awesome, is Batty Winkle. She's a 90-year-old Instagram influencer, I guess is how you would say it. She's like my spirit animal. This is what I tell my husband. I said, this is what I want to be like when I'm 90 years old. She wears bright colors. She is just like my mother-in-law. She's crazy. And I absolutely adore her. And I mean, I want to be fun, you know. My kids call it the craft bedroom. Yes, I'm so excited for all of the new stuff. I mean, and like, whenever the new silhouette comes out, I know I was just contacted about another company. It might be coming out with a craft cutter that they're going to send. I'm not sure how soon, but be on the lookout for that. Okay, so you buy vinyl, put it together, and it was a mistake because I'm not able to tell the different HTVs that I have. Typically, well, I have been doing this so long I can easily tell the difference between most of the vinyls. But if you're not sure, take a Sharpie, and on the plastic on the outside, just write down what it is, and that way it kind of keeps everything a little bit more organized. That's an idea. Or like a separate drawer for each type. Let's see, what is Craftsmas? I'm glad you asked, Catherine. Okay, so Craftsmas we started this last year. Craftsmas we start on October the 1st, and it runs through Christmas. Well, it ran through December 22nd of last year. There's a new video every single day. They're short, simple, easy to follow along with gift ideas, home decor ideas, all different kinds of things to help with the holidays. So there's Halloween, Thanksgiving, all kinds of stuff. Batty Winkle. Let's see if I can pull her up. My mother-in-law, she's cray. We love it. I mean, I don't know. I love it. It's Batty Winkle. It's Baddie Winkle, Winkle. Like, that's a picture of her. So she's awesome. Just so you know. What is my favorite printable HTV? Paper for home use. I sell on my website the specialty materials, the dark. But I also, the Cricut one is not too bad. It's not as bright as the specialty material ones, but it does work in a pinch. I do not like the Avery stuff that you can get like at Office Depot. I think it's kind of cruddy. Yeah, you can use Sharpie on that because, I mean, it's not going against your shirt, so it's not going to hurt anything. Which vinyl is easy to use for iron-on? My favorite is Thermoflex. Specialty materials, Thermoflex Plus, but I also love the Deco Softs. Those don't have to be applied at such a high heat, and they just like melt into the shirt. So I love that. Yes, that's a good idea too, Adair, is look at your invoice and sort it out. Which again, whenever we set up the new studio, we are going to take and go over some organization tips. Hi from Spain. That's awesome. Hold on. Okay, sorry, had to hide someone. Yes, and as I said, we have a huge playlist from last year as well for Christmas, and they also work for birthday gifts, baby shower. I mean, we try to throw everything in there. What do I like about Spain? Well, Spain's a pretty cool country. I haven't been. I would like to go one of these days. I keep saying it. One of these days, I'll actually be able to travel more, but it's probably going to wait till after he's grown because he is 12, and we got to get him through college because he wants to go to A&M. That's what he's talking about, at least. What do you want to be?
A lawyer.
He wants to be a lawyer. Yes, it was nice to meet you, Reese. Yeah, it was at GSG. Yes, we have lots of those vendor events. There are, and I'm going to be at the ISS show in Fort Worth this year. I will be doing a meet and greet at the specialty material booth there. Okay, so Karen, let me tell you something about HTV. For the most part, if it's a good quality HTV, it will last as long as it's applied correctly. You shouldn't have to worry about multiple washes and it coming off. I've got shirts literally, because I've been doing this so long, that are older than Cameron, that the vinyl still looks brand new, but the shirts are falling apart because they've been washed so many times. My father-in-law, my mother-in-law, same kind of thing. So as long as it's applied correctly and it's a good quality HTV, which not down in Cricut, because there's a lot of things from Cricut I absolutely love, but like their HTV and their adhesive vinyl, I am not a big fan of. I don't think it's that good a quality. It doesn't last, doesn't seem to hold up to me. And it definitely, that is not something I would recommend. So hopefully that kind of helps answer that question a little bit.
What?
Hey, go find out from the girls if they're still using Bob. If not, we need to turn him off. It's getting hot in here. He does. He has a really good head on his shoulders. He's my baby. Gambasito. Yes, I do use block. I need to do some more tutorials with them. Well, we're going to be in here for a little bit, but if they want to stick, they can stick while we're filming. It ain't that big of a deal. What is printable HTV? Okay, so printable HTV is okay, so there's a couple of different versions of printable HTV. There's the real stuff, and I say this the best way I can, that go on professional grade, like, because in our shop we have a Roland Eco Solvent printer and an HP latex printer. Those will take and print directly on the Caesar vinyl, the Thermoflex vinyl that are made to be printed on. They don't wash out. It lasts. That's what it's made for. It feels like your regular HTV. Then there's also printable heat transfers, which is kind of like it's still kind of a printable vinyl, but it's not, it goes through your home inkjet, and it doesn't last as long. So it kind of depends on your preference on it and your capabilities, because the professional grade printers are extremely expensive. Like the Roland we have, that was a $40,000 printer. The HP latex that we have was a $17,000 printer. And let's see. And do you put shirts in the dryer or hang to dry? I put mine through the dryer, and I don't have an issue with my vinyl coming off. I mean, y'all have seen, if y'all have been watching me a while, you've seen me take and wear shirts over and over that have vinyl on them. They're washed, they're dried, they don't come off. Let's see, what is the sealer that coats the stickers? Okay, so what is actually used whenever you do a printable vinyl, it is called overlayment. It is a clear, very thin like sticker material almost that protects the ink. It's not like a brush on. I mean, they do make like I forget the brand of it. They do make a brush on stuff, but then you can see streaks. But the overlayment is actually what you want. And typically you apply that, like you print, you apply the laminate, and then you take and cut your decals. So it's contour cut the same with the adhesive. Let's see, what's my favorite hip hop singer? Probably Tupac. My kids joke, we went to Second and Charles. My husband got a record player for Christmas, and we went to Second and Charles. They had a Tupac greatest hits thing, and I was like, look, I got a Tupac 2-pack, which I actually, because Tupac is like the end all be all of hip hop for me. I love Tupac. Let's see, have you done earrings? Yes, there are actually tutorials. From when I first started, I did the perler bead tutorial, and I've also done the leather tutorial. The leather tutorial is from Craftsmith, and the perler bead was just a long time ago, one of my first videos. So it probably wasn't that good, but hopefully that helps. Yes, and the earrings really aren't that bad to cut. They're pretty easy. But yeah, if you go to, like, and when you go onto my YouTube channel, like if you go to my page, you can go up in the search bar and type it in, and that you can search for different videos, because I have done a lot of videos. Yeah, no, you don't need the real leather. I ordered leather, like it's a faux leather off of Amazon. And it was around Christmas time. And it's in the thing, like this is one of my cubbies on my thing, but I have lots of colors of it. I mean, you can see where I cut out earrings on it. Worked really, really well, cut easily. Did that on my Cricut. And I think it was like $15, and it came with a lot of sheets and a lot of different colors of the faux leather. Okay, so even if it says that it won't cut leather, it will cut the faux leather. What you need to do, and you'll have to play with your settings some to see how, like, you'll want it on the deepest setting that, like, to cut it on, and it should cut. You may have to do a double cut on that, but it will cut leather. Okay, so it depends on what type of space you have, Donna. The easy press is great, but a heat press is great, and it kind of, I use both. It kind of depends on what your price range is and things like that. But yeah, I mean, the infusible ink will work with the easy press, and the easy press does work great for doing shirts and stuff like that. But if you're doing lots and lots of stuff, I would recommend getting the heat press. This live stream is a Q&A for crafting. It's Blue Crown, I don't know. Let's see. But I bought a bag from Hobby Lobby. Any suggestions on what to do with the leather scraps? Infusible ink. Okay, hold on. The leather scraps of, like, the pieces like that, there's a lot of different things you can use to make with it. I'm not sure exactly what type of leather scraps you bought. Okay, so the infusible ink is pretty much dye sub from Cricut. It has a carrier sheet on it, so you cut it on your Cricut, but it is still paper, and you have to use it on, like, the polyester shirts to have it infused with it. I have a tutorial going up on it tomorrow, so there's going to be a good explanation about it. Okay, Nidra, the so far, the good starter heat press that I recommend is the Power Press. It's on Amazon. It's like $189. But it's pretty good. We have one back there we've been using for 2 years, and we use it pretty much every day, and it's awesome. Let's see. I'm getting all kinds of weird stuff. You made a shirt and the letters started to peel. Okay, so that tells me either there was not enough heat or enough pressure. You can always reheat it up and re-stick down those letters, but to know if your heat transfer is applied correctly, now it depends on the brand, you should be able to see the texture of the shirt through it. So that's how you know that it is applied correctly. Oh, I'm glad you love the Easy Weaving Wooden Pick. That is like my favorite thing in the world. And I like that they're inexpensive because there's other places that sell stuff that's kind of similar, but they're really expensive. And if you're anything like me, I have picks everywhere. I lose them. Like they end up under furniture and all over the place. So I want something that's inexpensive in my mind. That way I don't feel so bad if something happens to it. Maybe dog clothes. Yeah, I'm not sure. I would have to go to Hobby Lobby and see. Oh, yes. Patty, Thermoflex table runner, 330 for 15 seconds. You should, it's just like doing your regular. Because you can apply, as long as it's 100% polyester, you should have no issue applying HTV to it. Okay, so you might need to check and see if you need to do a double cut, and your cardstock, you may want to go up even a notch if it's still, test it to see, because your cardstock may be even thicker than like cardstock plus. You have to use iron-on t-shirts. If not, it's not going to last. Let's see, the heat press that is the Power Press. So far, that's the one that I like. I have someone sending me out, it's a Tussie brand. So I'm going to test it. And so there will be a review on that whenever I get that. So hopefully that'll let you know. The Easy Weaving Wooden Pick, Lindsay, is on our website, which I will type in the right down here for you. Ooh. So that should tell you. Let's see. But I guess we'll go ahead and call this live done. Don't forget we have the infusible ink tutorial going up tomorrow. We will be doing the scrap box drawing. So if you're not entered in, go ahead and take and go comment on last month's video. We draw that. We will have that going up on Thursday, plus Cameron's crafting for kids crafting for kids with Cameron on Thursday. Friday is crafting for Disney. We might have some bonus videos this weekend. I haven't decided yet since it's a holiday weekend, but hopefully everyone will be safe this 4th of July. If you are in the United States, don't drink and drive, people. But don't forget to check us out on all of our social media. Yes, we are doing a Disney Villains shirt soon. But don't forget to check us out on all of our social media, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. And we will see y'all later.
Bye.
Bye. Okay.
That was a good stream.